Hello, hello everyone. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Putting up my markers. Hopefully, you all had a good day. It is 6 p.m., folks, 6 p.m. I am here and I'm where I'm supposed to be, and you will be where you are supposed to be once you arrive here to my live. Yes, hopefully, you all had a good day, folks. It is Friday. It is Friday. Whoo, work week, as you all know, 5 day for me and all the others. So yeah, your week is done. Let the weekend begin. Let the weekend begin, folks. Let the weekend begin. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Hopefully you had a good day. Hopefully you had a good day. Stuff is just all over the place here. Alrighty, more car talk, more car talk. Hello, Regina. How are you? How was your day? How was your day? Hopefully it was a good day. Hopefully it was a good day. Car chat, and I am learning so much. I am learning so much. So I'll get right into it a little bit. Great day. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Of course, most folks already know two emoji limit, two emoji limit, two emoji limit. And also, I have a video with regards to contest number 3, the rules and the prize. And of course, share me to your community wall, get your link dropped here. And of course, entry into contest number 3, entry into contest number 3. And as I was talking yesterday, so let's get into it. As I was talking yesterday in that car chat about, basic car care that we ladies and the young folks also into can do for themselves. Hello, Ruda and Essential Oils. How are you, famous? How are you? How was your day? How was your day? Hopefully it went well. Hopefully it went well. With basic car maintenance, like getting the oil change, buying tire pressure gauge and checking that, buying a compressor, something real easy and simple that we all can do. Windshield wiper blades, buying them, checking out the owner's manual, all of that good stuff. And here and there, I mentioned with regards to rentals. Of course, if you're traveling alone, and even if you're traveling with your spouse and something happens with your car and you need to get to wherever it is that you are going, you might want to get a rental. And my husband has rented vehicles quite often, so he could probably tell me a lot, but I didn't count on him because he went away. And when I was doing my research today, he wasn't here for me to ask questions of. But for the most part, hello, the Blood Files. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. For the most part, everything is online. Everything is online. Of course, I went online, but I didn't try to plug in any of my personal information because I wasn't going to go through with a transaction. And I'm sure that maybe at some point in our adult lives, we have possibly um, rented a vehicle, etc. So I just printed out some of the information on Enterprise that was located here in Laurel. And I'm sure it's pretty much standard in all the 50 states. DC may be different, and some of the states may be different, maybe because of weather or other type of things that they may have going on in their state. Could be some type of environmental, something or another, etc. But for the most part, in my brain, most of the information is going to be standard with regards to the contract, how they make their money, etc., and what they try to do to you to relieve you of your money. So for this particular rental agency here in Laurel, Maryland, which was Enterprise. And like I mentioned yesterday, when I'm traveling, I try to make sure that I leave in time enough so that if something does happen to my car, knock on wood that it doesn't, um, the rental agency will open and I'll have time to get there and all this good stuff and get a vehicle, vice leaving late in the afternoon and then, they're closing at 5 and, there's no one near you, what have you. This particular Enterprise here in Laurel, there is no pickup service available. So they're not going to come and pick you up and take you back, even during their working hours. That is not going to happen. I do believe one time, I don't know what this Enterprise, but it might have been some agency that did pick you up, and maybe they have stopped that at the one I want to say was Enterprise, not quite sure. Maybe they stopped that due to a whole host of factors. If there was a guy working there, then he's picking up a lady, all a whole host of stuff can happen there. You all get what it is that I'm saying. So maybe they stopped that service with Enterprise and maybe the other ones. Not quite sure. Not quite sure. Also, this particular one did have after hour returns available. And when I go into this, it gives some information on when you return the vehicle, just in general, or even if you returned it after hours. But of course, everything has a contract. Please make sure that if you are doing some type of travel and you just straight out don't want to drive your own vehicle or vehicles, and you decide you're going to go rental, please make sure that you take enough time to where reading all the fine print online that's going to be in the contract that you sign at the counter is that you have read it, you know what it is that you're doing, you know what it is that you're signing up for, because it was a lot even in the few moments that I was reading over it. It was a good read, interesting, and you want to know what it is that you need to know because you're putting out your money that you work so hard for all year round, etc. If this is a trip, a family vacation, etc. So it goes on here and it says, and I made some notes and going to read some of it also to rental policies. This one starts with additional driver, not quite sure, but nonetheless, additional drivers. So it says the renter's spouse or domestic partner who meet the same age and driver's license requirement of the renter are authorized drivers at no additional charge. So if my husband and I are going, then I'm not an additional driver. I won't be charged as an additional driver. I will just be free, just like I would just be free. Okay. It does say any additional authorized drivers in this particular case, $15 per day for the authorized driver. And of course, there are conditions that they have to meet, 21, but that goes on in there. And the after hours service, if you want to return a vehicle to Enterprise after hours, of course, they have a lock box where you can drop the key in there. And it also says the condition of the vehicle remains your responsibility until vehicle is inspected by an Enterprise employee and your receipt is processed the next business day. So if you drop it off on Friday and if they aren't open Saturday or Sunday, then Monday would be the next business day. So from Friday when you drop it off until Monday when someone inspects it and I guess give the okay, then they go into the system and say, hey, all is good, then you're good to go. Otherwise, you are responsible for that. You are responsible for that. Hello, Fred the Enchanted. How are you? Hello, Alonzo Hall, the All-Star Advisor. How are you? Just talking about rental, rental cars, etc., and all the stuff. I'm just going over some of the requirements that they have for the folks. And this was a Lower Maryland Enterprise. This is what they have, but I'm sure most of them are pretty standard. But of course, check with your state what it is that you're doing. Okay, so you're responsible if something happens to the vehicle until an employee inspects the vehicle, and then the next day they will say it's good to go or not good to go, etc. So please make sure that you are looking at the hours of operation when you're dropping your rental back off to them, etc., so that it can get inspected, processed, hopefully the same day or the next day, and you're not on the hook if something happens to the rental. And it says age requirements, a cross-border policy. If you are going to be, it says here for the U.S. and Canada for Enterprise here in Laurel, it's okay. If you're going to be going into Mexico or some other place, of course, contact them in advance to let them know that you're going to be driving in U.S. and Canada, Mexico, wherever it is that you're going outside of the U.S. and Canada, to let them know that you'll be doing that. And of course, there will be extra costs. So just plan for that. Damage waiver, lots of good information in there. So if you're renting, please make sure that you read about the damage waiver. I just made some notes. Of course, the information is online. There is a daily charge for that, and Enterprise $24.99 and $29.99 per day. Damage waiver is not insurance. It is optional. It's not required to rent the vehicle. And it says that the damage waiver may duplicate your existing auto insurance policy. So just make sure. And another thing that came to my brain was contact your insurance company to see, hey, I'm going to be renting a vehicle. What things are covered? That they say, I heard that they have some duplicate stuff that my insurance with you will cover. Ask them the questions, get the answer so that you're not going there duplicating efforts, spending extra money when you really don't have to. When you really don't have to. Something to think about. Uh, it has extended protection. I didn't read all of that because it was a lot of legalese in there. So please make sure that if it's you renting, that you read that. Lots of stuff in there. Uh, and with regards to fuel, most of the time, and when we have rented, we have just filled the car back up and took it back, etc. So 3 ways that you can fill up. Of course, you prepay for the fuel when you do the rental. You can do it that way. And when you return it, if you return it with half a tank, then you're not going to get your money back for having returned it half a tank, etc. Uh, the insurance, the rental company, Enterprise in this case, will refill the vehicle, but it won't be at the price that you pay at the pump, maybe 2 to 3 times. And then, of course, you fill it up yourself and then bring it back full or with the amount that you had. So that's that. It goes on to insurance policy. Driver's license information. You got to have a valid driver's license. You got to have a valid driver's license. Unexpired, of course, as I say, has to have a photograph, and most do, and it has to be valid for the rental period. Don't go there with a license that is about to expire, and the days that it will expire, or one of the days that it will expire, you are needing the rental. Don't do that. It will not happen. And it says how they handle the armed forces, etc. Lots of good information. And with regards to the driver's license, it says something on here. This is what it said. I don't know what it all means. Customers renting in Florida and presenting a Connecticut or Delaware license as of July 1st, 2023, certain but not all licenses issued by the foregoing states are considered invalid under Florida law and will not be accepted. Check with Florida, their MVA, DMV, whatever they call themselves, to get the skinny on what all that is about. Or, yeah, interesting. Yeah, customers traveling to the US and Canada from other countries, that's not applicable here. Photocopies of your driver's license are, of course, aren't acceptable. They will not accept that. You have to have a valid driver's license, no copies or anything like that. Learner's permits are not accepted. And if someone has had an issue with like a DUI or some another, and they have, I guess it's from reading this, I guess there's something on your license that says that you have a breathalyzer or breathalyzer type something on your vehicle, that will not be accepted. And this is what it says. Any license which on its face restricts the licensee to use and to the use and operation of a vehicle equipped with a form of a breathalyzer apparatus is not accepted. And it has temporary driver's licenses, may be refused if unable to otherwise verify customer's identity. Temporary driver's license, interesting. Personal effects coverage. Once again, that may duplicate the insurance that you have already. And it says personal effects coverage, like your luggage, your clothing, maybe car seats, baby type car seats, etc. Any of that type of stuff, personal effects. That is an optional purchase, not required in order to obtain a rental, not required in order to obtain a vehicle. Fred, what is your opinion on Dacia 1300? I have no clue what that is, Fred, but thanks for asking. Yes. A roadside protection is only available in the US and Canada. And please make sure that you read that because it had a whole bunch of stuff in there. One of the things say it may invalidate the damage waiver that you get with them. So that was interesting. Okay, you're going to sell me something and then something is going to be invalidated while you sell. Interesting. Lots of good information, folks. Lots of good information. Highly suggest that. This is good reading. And if you're planning a vacation or something like that, and you have the time to do it, then please make sure that you read, ask questions, call your insurance company, call the folks, ask them questions, etc. All of that good stuff. Because when you get to the counter, you're just another number. They're trying to rush you through. They're trying to get you to buy something, all of that good stuff. So they're not going to spend much time with you. You're going to know whether you're going to buy damage waiver, roadside assistance protection, or any other type of optional item that they are offering you, personal effects coverage or not. You need to know the answer to that before you go, because quick, 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 quick. That's what they're trying to do. Renters requirements and forms of payment policies. Interesting. 21 or older in order to rent. All renters and additional drivers must be 21 or older. And all renters must have a valid driver's license and a major credit card or debit card in their names. Now, the debit card is something new because way back when you could only utilize a credit card. Now, I'm sure that even way back when they probably made exceptions for some folks, etc. If you were and had a certain status, for lack of a better word, all of that good stuff, all of that good stuff. So, yeah, 21 or older, valid driver's license, major credit card, or what have you. Okay, and of course, we said learner's permits are not valid. You're not going to be an additional driver with that. So 21. It also has on here the underage surcharge for drivers between the age of 21 and 24 is $25 per day. Renters between the ages of 21 and 24 may rent the following vehicle classes. This is really interesting. Economy through full size cars, cargo and minivans, pickup trucks, and compact, small, and standard SUVs with seating up to 5 passengers. Yeah, for the young folks, and you all know where their line of thinking is going. Young folks, lots of accidents. They are a big major liability. So, yeah. Now the debit card, since they are allowing debit cards to be utilized, they have a whole host of information on that. And if people, of course, are trying to get away from using their credit card, don't want to use their credit card, want to use their debit card, etc., then a whole lot of information on here regarding debit cards. And it gives conditions where you can utilize your debit card. The name and address shown on the renter's driver's license must match the current home address. And you got to be within 50 miles of the rental branch, or if your driver's license is from the state, where the branch is located, then that's fine. And if you're using the debit card, you got to present two additional forms of identification, which could be a utility bill which has to have your current home address on it, cellular phone bill, paycheck or pay stub, and an original declaration page from an active auto insurance policy. And of course, they probably going to want you to present that also into if you don't plan to buy any of their other type of coverage stuff. I don't know. No other additional drivers are allowed with the debit card. Of course, with the credit card, of course, that's they have more insurance with the credit card, etc., because you can do a whole lot of things with that. The debit card, not so much. So additional drivers aren't allowed if you are utilizing a debit card. And if you are utilizing a debit card, these are the type of vehicles that you can rent, which are the same for the underage surcharge folks, which are economy through full-size cars, cargo and minivans, pickup trucks, and compact, small, and standard SUVs with seating up to 5 passengers. So it's really limiting if you are utilizing the debit card. But if you have to, don't feel any type of way, shame, etc. If you're trying to save money, manage your money, not overspend, budget your money better, etc., and utilizing that debit card is helpful to you, then utilize the debit card. But you have to make sure that you have enough money on the debit card to cover the entire rental, any miscellaneous things that may happen that they will be charging you for. You have to make sure that you have enough money on that debit card for any miscellaneous stuff that may happen, because once they know, or once they find out, because they're tracking the car anyway, then they are going to charge their debit card right then and there, and you need to have the money there. And you will be penalized and charged for overdraft fees. It says that here in the contract, of course. Yeah. So the type of rental cars that are allowed when using a debit card is small. It's small. It's limiting. So yeah. And also you can, when you call, hello sheet, we here. How are you? Thanks for being here. Of course, you can ask when you call up to get information like, hey, when will my debit card actually be charged? Will it be charged at the beginning, middle, end, etc.? So you can have some idea when it's all going on. But the best bet is to just have the money and more than enough money in there already to where you don't have to ask the question when you call. But if you just want to know for your own personal thing, then that is fine. For your own benefit, for your own mental health, then do so. Insurance verification. Yes, at the time of rental, a renter must provide evidence of a transferable auto collision comprehensive and liability policy for the following vehicle classes: full-size luxury sedan, premium luxury sedan, mid-size sport luxury sedan, electric luxury sedan, premium luxury SUV, extended luxury SUV, luxury electric luxury SUV, limo van, and Corvette. So there we have it. And the forms of payment that they accept are standard, just like any other place: Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover Network, and the debit card. This is for enterprise. This is for enterprise rental car folks, and maybe the same for the others, but this is for enterprise. Thank you so much, Famous Rooted in Essential Oils, for sharing me out. I do appreciate it, for sharing it to your community well. Thank you so much. And of course, you are entered into contest number 3, and the drawing will be on Sunday during the live. It'll be a short live, but the drawing will be on Sunday during the live. Go and check out Rooted in Essential Oils. Once again, a natural man, like Aretha Franklin, a natural woman, a natural man over there with his plant-based products that he sells. And of course, he does lives where he gives training on how to best utilize these plant-based products, which include essential oils, household cleaning products, a whole host of other accessories. Rooted in Essential Oils. Go check them out. Go check them out. The link is in the chat, folks. The link is in the chat. Thank you so much, Sheet. We here. Also, and two, for sharing me out to your community wall. You too are entered into contest number 3, happening on Sunday. Go check out Sheet. We here, folks. Go check them out. Financial talk, real life relationship talk, etc. Go and check him out. He's talking about budget and the money also, and two, over there on his channel. Great content, great content, great content over there. Go and check him out. Sheed We Here. His link is in the chat. His link is in the chat. He goes live also in 2, pretty much daily, trying to get the 8 to 8:30 down pat. For me, that's just for me, because I kind of sort of see you there during those particular times, and it's just helpful for me. Everyone has their little quirks, but nonetheless, Sheed We Here. Go and check them out. Real talk about relationships, finance and relationships, the whole gamut. Thank you so much, Sheed, for sharing me out. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Yes, and as you all know, most forms of payment that enterprise accepts, the others will: Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover Network, and the debit card. But the debit card has limitations, which I mentioned before. And of course, this information is online. Of course, you can go and peruse it if you plan to do a rental car. And I think most of us have rented a vehicle before, probably numerous times in our lives. So this may be old hat for some, but for the young folks that may not have done it yet, then hopefully some of this information might be helpful to you all. Yes. What else does it have on here? The estimated total for the rental on the review and reserve screen and or an email reservation card will be charged to the form of payment provided by the rental. So I guess I'm answering a question that I asked before. Instead of calling and asking, hey, when will you charge my card? I guess at the time that you rent it, it will be done. And also, so if you are using, and it goes on to say, then I'll read it. If the rental as reserved is modified, the estimated total amount of the rental may change and would still be charged to the form of payment provided by the rental. So if you are utilizing your debit card and you make a change or something or another, and it's more, and you don't have that money readily available on the debit card, you're going to get an overdraft fee. Of course, it'll be insufficient funds. You will get an overdraft fee, and you're going to have to fix that quick, fast, and in a hurry. So once again, please make sure that you have sufficient money on there to cover the whole thing. And of course, in this case, any changes that may come up, etc. So before you make any changes, make sure that you go and and see what all, how much this change is going to cost you, and then get that money to your debit card if it isn't already there. In fact, because they are not playing, they want that money quick, fast, and in a hurry. Answer my own question, but they are going to charge that same debit card that you have. It says deposit amount to account for rental potentially incurring additional amounts owed under the contract. A deposit of $300 or $850 for the following vehicle classes. And it mentions the same ones that I mentioned before that I had issues with, but like the luxury vehicles, the luxury SUVs, and the electric luxury SUVs, etc. All of those will require an additional deposit of $300 or $850 for those particular classes of vehicles. So if that is something that you are interested in, know from jump that it will cost you more than the standard rental, of course, and this additional deposit, or a deposit of $300, I guess, for normal, and then $850 additional for those particular classes of vehicles. And rightfully so, they are luxury vehicles, and of course they have to protect their investment. Okay, also the stuff gets tricky. Additional information, here goes. Renter must use an above listed form of payment for the deposit amount. The deposit amount will not be available for use by renter and / or refunded to the renter until after the vehicle has been returned. So you're not going to get your deposit back until the vehicle is back to you. And also, you're not going to have that $300 available to you or the $850 available to you to use for credit. So if you are utilizing your credit card or debit card or something else to pay for this, don't think that, you got an extra $300 or $850. That amount is not going to be available to you, because they're going to do a hold on it. Yeah, lots of good information. Lots of good information. I just thought it was interesting. Yeah. And here it says the renter is responsible for any overdraft fees incurred. And it says this also, too, which is very interesting. Money orders and prepaid cards are not acceptable forms of payment at the time of rental, including for the deposit amount. But there's always a but. But may be used to pay for, but may be used to pay any amounts due at the end of the rental after the vehicle has been returned. And cash is not accepted, of course. So that was interesting. But you can use it to pay any amounts due at the end of the rental. So after the rental is done, if you don't have money on your debit card, and it's saying, but may be used. So they have the option to say whether they will accept it or not. So the prepaid cards and the money orders, like who is going to get, I don't know. Like at the time I don't know about the money order type thing, but nonetheless. And also for the people, because everyone has a loyalty type card or plan or situation. Most businesses do. And here goes. It says here's like if you rent a vehicle before and you rented from Enterprise and they got you on file, etc., and you may be in one of the loyalty things like the Emerald Club or the E-Club that they mentioned here, then they are going to utilize the credit card or debit card that they have on file because you are in the loyalty program. They are going to use that. If that card is no longer valid, etc., you have to call in advance or go online. Maybe you can do it yourself. Change the card information on there to whatever the new card is. So the next time when you go and rent a car, of course, check to make sure that the new information is still there, and then you can go on about your business. So whatever they have on file the first time is what they're going to keep on file until you say, hey, change it, or you're able to go and change it yourself. Hello, Miss April. How are you? April Showers Network. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Marlene Motivates. How are you? How are you? How are things down there in Florida? How are things down there in Florida? Just talking about rental cars and going over some of the contract stuff, just some basic stuff about the contract, which I finding very interesting. Find and found interesting. Yes. Hmm. All amounts owed by renter under the contract will be submitted as an authorization to a hold against and ultimately charged to renter's credit card or debit card, or B, to be charged to renter's debit card. Yeah. Supplemental liability protection, and here it says that it may duplicate your current car insurance. So once again, just make sure that you are checking out, uh, contacting your insurance company, asking questions. Say, hey, what particular insurance that the rental car company offers that is a duplicate of what I have with you already, and then just start to line them out if that is the way that you want to go. Maybe you might be fearful and you might just want extra protection. You may not want both of them. If something happens, you may not want, they're going back and forth about something. The insurance companies going back and forth about something with regards to who's going to pay what, some another like that. And you may just opt to just get their coverage. And it says toll pass policy. My favorite thing is Easy Pass. It's Easy Pass, and I printed this out at the last. But of course, you can take here. It says you can take. This is for the Northeast U.S., including regions in the Midwest. They have something for the Chicago metropolitan area, Golden Gate Bridge in Northern California, Bay Area, Southern California, and all others. We got Louisville, Kentucky out here, and Colorado, Florida, Texas, North Carolina, Georgia, Washington State, that would be Puerto Rico, Ontario, Canada. You click on the links if you are renting something in those particular areas and get there and get the 411 on the toll pass. But here it says you can take your transponder from your vehicle that you have and attach it to the one that you have there. Otherwise, I didn't read it, but you know that they are going to charge. They're going to charge you, or the rental company is probably going to charge you. It may be where they hold your thing until they get the information from Easy Pass to see what it was, and then they'll just charge you what that was plus something additional. But yeah, check it out. Lots of, I love. Hopefully that's some. Hopefully that is sarcasm. Marlene Motivates. Because for me it is. Woo. And I think, never mind. I'm not going to go into it. But nonetheless, yeah, you can take your own transponder. So of course, most people aren't thinking about taking their their toll electronic transponder thing with them when they are trying to get out and get a rental, et cetera, et cetera. They may overlook that, but it will probably be a good idea to like have a list of things going. Like when you're planning a vacation, and if you are going to rent a car for your vacation, have lists, make lists so that you can make sure that you cover everything, especially if you're going to rent a car, i.e., print out all the information and read the contract stuff. And what I gave was just a basic overview of some of the things, etc. And I am so glad that they went to, allowing people to utilize their debit cards. But along with that comes limitations as to the type of vehicles that you can rent. And, they're charging you overdraft fees and all this other stuff. Like if you have a credit card, you have enough, a good limit on your credit card to where you can absorb it, really not have to think about it. With the debit card, maybe not so much, and you have to make sure that you have enough. But there are limitations, as you all will see if you utilize a debit card to rent a vehicle, what all what all the limitations are when utilizing the debit card. But I found it really interesting, and yeah. Marlene Motivate says, I take mine with me. Yes, Marlene, she takes her transponders with her transponder with her. Yeah. Ooh, Easy Pass. They're my friends. Sarcasm, folks, sarcasm. How was everyone's day? It is Friday, folks. End of the work week for the 5-day weekers. And the weekend is here. Please make sure you are watching your coins. And with that, I want to talk just a little bit about the emergency fund. As you all know, I have an electronic emergency fund going on and the one where I actually cash stuff, etc. Key and critical for times such as when you are renting a vehicle. I'll just talk about renting a vehicle. Of course, we know that an emergency fund is for just for that. These emergencies, these things that happen, of course, unexpected. and you have enough cash on hand to handle it, to handle whatever the emergency is, to where you don't have to swipe the credit card or utilize all the funds from your out of your debit card, etc. You all get what it is that I'm saying. But yeah, if you are planning a trip, what have you, and you want to kind of sort of just work with cash, just kind of sort of want to work with cash, what have you, then please, of course, just save, save, save. You know, have a plan. As with anything, have a plan. Have a plan for your trip. With regards to the rental car part, the emergency fund, something comes up, you may have to take some of the emergency fund money to put it over to your debit card. If you're going to utilize your debit card, some of your emergency fund money, put it over there on the debit card so that you can keep the rental going or whatever it is that you need to do with regards to the rental. Something comes up, you need to get a larger vehicle or another vehicle. It's going to cost more money because something happened at the last moment. It was an emergency. And now instead of the little standard car you got, you might have to upgrade to some type of SUV more. So having an emergency fund to where you can move money from your emergency fund account to the debit card one and put it there and cover it is a great thing. Don't knock having an emergency fund. Don't knock having an emergency fund. Hello, Tamika Davis. Thank you so much for being here. As always, thanks for supporting. Thanks for supporting. Yes, planning is important and it is key. Planning is key, especially for for anything for the most part. Vacations, goodness knows. I mean, how are we traveling? Are we going to rent a vehicle this whole time? If we're going away for a week, a 5-day week, or a 7-day week, what is just the cost of the rental? Who all is going to be driving? Because some people may want to go and if it's have a night out on the town. If you got kids that are 21 plus, when you put them on there as an authorized driver, so they can be your designated driver or something like that. Because if you might have a drink or two, I'm not saying get waste or anything like that, and you don't want to chance it, etc., then you have to account for it there being an authorized driver and the cost of that, etc. All of that good stuff. All of that good stuff. You have a good weekend too, Marlene Motivates. Take care. Thanks so much for coming in. Thanks so much for coming in. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it, Marlene Motivates. Take care. So yeah, planning is important. Planning is key just in life in of itself. And for the single folks, the single ladies out here, because there are a lot of single ladies. We see them on YouTube saying they're single, independent, all that great stuff, and that is fine. That is fine. Not knocking any of that. Hello, Sweet Reed. How are you? Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to you. And if they may take girls trips, they may do different things, etc., to where they may want to rent a car, etc. Please make sure that you are doing the same thing that families would do, husband and wife teams would do. Getting the information, reading the contract, so you know what all it is that you are signing up for when you go in and put in all your information. Just take some time, like I did, to read over the contract and see what may or may not apply to you. All of that good stuff, folks. All of that good stuff, because it's very important. Of course, we know that you're not going to the rental car company and they're just giving you a rental car free. That is not happening. You are utilizing your hard-earned money because you went out here, worked your 40-hour week or plus and dealt with some of the very nice people at work. They're so nice. They're so nice. You've done all of that. So you want to make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck, that you are getting a great value, whatever it may be, a rental car, hotel room, whatever it may be, good food, etc. when you are out here. So you say LOL, the good folks. Like the ones at her job, they're the greatest. All the greatest, they say. But yes, we are working too hard for the few pennies that we are getting. And of course, food and gas is taking up most of that, etc. So when we are renting a car or doing other things, etc., we want to make sure that we're getting the best value, a great value for our money. Not saying go the chintzy route or being cheap or anything like that, but make sure that we are getting the best value for our money. And speaking of good values, Rooted in Essential Oils, go and check out his channel, folks. Go and check out his channel. He is over there giving us an education, training and education on essential oils and natural plant-based products over there that are helpful to the environment and to our family and our family's health. Household cleaning products, all of that good stuff. He does go live with the training and education sessions, as I call them. Go check out Famous, that's his name, over there, Rooted in Essential Oils. Check him out. And he's in the Mountain Standard Time zone, so check him out. He does have upcoming on his videos, on his lives. Go check out Rooted in Essential Oils. You won't be disappointed. And of course, check out the description. He does sell these particular products. Go check out the description where you can save some coins. Read the information in the description. Read the information in the description. They are the best, yes. Ah, yes. Sheet We Hear also into go and check out Sheet We Hear, folks. Sheet We Hear. Thank you so much for sharing it to your community wall. Thank you so much for sharing it to your community wall. He's talking about budgeting, finance, money, etc., generational wealth, and a whole host of other things related to money, investments, of course, legacy, generational wealth. Sheet We Hear, go and check him out. He does go live. Check him out. Sheet We Hear. The link is in the chat. Thank you so much, Miss April Showers, for sharing me out to your community wall. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Go check out her channel. And of course, this month is October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Miss April of April Showers Network is over there sharing her story and her journey with breast cancer, etc. Go and check out her amazing story, folks. Go and check out her story, and she brings on folks to her panel, and they are talking about a whole host of different things. She had a young lady on there last night that was a gospel singer, etc. I think she got it. It all went well in the end. But yes, April Showers, Miss April of April Showers Network, go and check her out. And thank you so much for dropping your link. She does go live. She does go live. Go and check her out. Go and check her out. Thank you so much, Miss April. Thank you so much. And she's doing this thing called Standing in the Gap, where she is, trying to encourage other content creators to go and support the smaller channels to get them where they need to be, with watch hour assistance, subscribing to the channel, etc. All of that good stuff. April Showers, Miss April of April Showers Network. Thank you for dropping your link. The links are in the chat, folks. The links are in the chat. Click on all the links in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the 18 likes. And thank you for sharing me out. Thank you for sharing me out. 2 emoji limit in the chat. 2 emoji limit in the chat. But yeah, like I was talking about car chat yesterday and the day before, basic car care, oil changes, all that good stuff. And I think when I mentioned about traveling, and once again, anyone that's traveling, husband, wife teams, or the whole family, or the single ladies with a guy, all this other stuff. You just want to be in the know as much as possible. Hello, Shantarman. How are you? How are you? And like I mentioned before, you want to make sure, because when you get to the counter, and even in most places, whatever it is that you're doing, even if you're at Walmart or some other place, well, if you're in line for the cashier to check you out and you're not the cashier, a la the self-checkout lane, then they are just trying to get you through there quick, fast, and in a hurry, etc. And the same will be when you go to the rental counter at the rental company. And it could be even where they just give you the key and you go out there and get your own car and a whole host of things. I haven't done it in a long while. But yeah, you're just, in my brain, you're just a number. Folks aren't going to take too much time to chat it up with you about the contract, because they'll say it's online. You probably had sufficient time to go and read the contract to see what all that you want to get, don't want to get, because it's a duplicate of what your own car insurance is. So yeah, just know when you go there, no one's going to be spending a long amount of time with you, not unless they just want to talk, to waste some time at the job, because time is ticking and they're on the clock. So yeah. So you just always want to be in the know. You always want to be in the know. Plan, and make sure if you're utilizing that debit card that you have enough money on the debit card to cover any and everything that may happen beyond just what, when you go and sign up online, it says your bill is $700 and you utilize a debit card. Make sure you have more than $700 on it, even at that point. You just have to be careful. You don't want to have overdraft fees because you had insufficient funds when you were utilizing the debit card. If you're utilizing your credit card and you have a sufficient amount of credit, you know, a remaining balance, your limit, you haven't gone over your limit, etc., and you're not even close to going over your limit, you probably can breathe easier. You probably can breathe easier. But yeah, planning is going to be key. Planning is going to be key. How are things going with you, Shantarman? How are things going with you, Shantarman? How are things going with you? And please click on all the links in the chat. Click on all the links in the chat. And this is where the AI Regina Show is going to drop the links to her channel, folks, while I close out. Information is key. Information is power. And of course, the practical application of the information once we get it is critical, is key, is where the rubber meets the road. We have information here that we see online, we read online, etc. Now, when we go to the counter and we have this information, now we're going to actually utilize it and say, hey, I don't need the damage waiver thing. I don't need the personal effects clause, contingency thing, etc. I don't need all this optional stuff because I'm already covered by my insurance. And no, I'm not utilizing my debit card. I have sufficient amount of credit limits left on my card. I'm going to utilize my credit card so that I can breathe easy and it's not an issue, all of that good stuff. Information is power, but the practical application of the information is key in this and just in life in of itself, because we know that as we're growing up, our parents are giving us good information. And during various times, we may not understand what it is that they're trying to tell us. But as we grow and go to school and listen to others, hear other perspectives, different stories, etc., some of the things start clicking. And then when your parents start questioning, hey, you saw what Mary or Billy Bob over here did or didn't do. Tell me your thoughts on it. Ask them what their thoughts are, not what they're feeling, because that'll get you in trouble. Ask someone who knows, but nonetheless, yeah, information is power, but actually applying it in one's life is going to be key and critical. Also, I am going to be going live tomorrow and Sunday and then probably from here on out, hopefully as best I can. But anyway, I am going live tomorrow from 6 a.m. in the morning until 10 a.m. in the morning. I will be doing a silent live that entire time. Of course, I will be present as I always am. And of course, the moderator extraordinaire, the AI Regina Show, also in too. So please come and join me. Come on in, chat with me for a little bit, going live, yes, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you all for joining me. Hopefully this information was helpful. And of course, shout out to the replay gang. And of course, once again, click on all the links in the chat. Click on all the links in the chat. It will be a silent live from the 6 to 10 when I do them. Trying to make it a daily occurrence from 6 a.m. in the morning till 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. Yes. Yeah. Thank you all so much for being here. I do appreciate it. Like I said, hopefully the information was helpful. My card chat about rental cars. And for me, maybe early birds. Yes, early birds. I will try to stop by tomorrow before your walk. Have a blessed and wonderful weekend, everyone. Sweet Ree is saying. Thank you so much, Sweet Ree. Thank you so much, Sweet Ree. I thought you were going live last night. I must have looked at something differently. And it said October 6th when I went over there. But nonetheless, thank you so much, Sweet Ree. Thank you so much, Sweet Ree. Yeah, I know for me, and maybe it's just me, and I think I'm slowly getting out of it. I would I would probably get all these types of insurance had I not read this thing before. I don't know what my husband does. Like I said, my husband, he normally rents a vehicle when he is going to Michigan. Sometimes he just flies if he plans in advance, and sometimes that does not happen. But nonetheless, he's a husband, so we know how that goes. I need to stop. I need to stop. But nonetheless, that was about the rental stuff, the rental car. Like I said, just briefly, if you plan to rent a car for whatever it is that you are doing, whatever it is that you are doing, vacation, or you have to utilize it for your job, and I don't know what all requirements they may have. They say, hey, just go and rent the thing, whatever. And if you utilize your car insurance instead of buying something that they have here, then and it's for your job, that may be a whole nother ball of wax that you may need to talk with your employer about before you say, hey, I'm going to rent a vehicle. And of course, utilize, if you're utilizing their card, then get all the stuff, get all the stuff and charge it to them, of course. But if it's one of those things where they say, hey, rent a car, we'll reimburse you on the end, then you're going to do what it is that's going to protect yourself at that particular point. Like I said, during the live, if you don't want both of the insurance companies saying, hey, your car insurance company is going to pay for it, we're not paying for it, the rental insurance people aren't paying for it, it's going to be a whole big mess, and now you got a whole battle that you are dealing with. And yes, thank you so much. Please click on all the links in the chat. Once again, Rooted in Essential Oils, Famous. Go over there and check out his channel, folks. Check out his channel. He is growing over there by leaps and bounds. Great job, success, continued success there. And also plant-based. He is selling essential oils. He's giving training on how to utilize these essential oils and other products that he has that he is selling also into Rooted in Essential Oils. Go and check out his channel. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. Sheed, we here. Thank you so much for sharing me to your community. Well, also, I do appreciate it. Go and check out Sheed, we here. Lots of great information. Like I said, he's talking about finance, generational wealth, investment properties, just investment in itself, a whole host of stuff in the financial realm and in the relationship realm with regards to finance, and just even off there onto the side. You try not to venture too much into the manosphere space, but good information. And even if he did, that would be a great thing because he's calm within. Like, okay, stop wanting that's just me. Sheed, we here. His link is in the chat. Go and check him out. And April Showers Network, Miss April, go and check her out. Listen to her this month and at other times in her other videos about her journey with breast cancer, etc. Listen to her story. Lots of great information with regards to that and how she overcame a whole lot of things and what all is happening with her now with regards to that and other things. And she also have people that come on her panels talking about a whole host of things, that current events, things that are happening here in life. Go and check out April Showers Network. Thank you so much for dropping your link. The link is in the chat. Charmin said the YouTube is behind. Yeah. Someone else's platform. And yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. It probably happens a lot. But it is the weekend. And on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the notifications don't go out, or they go out here and there. You may not get the notification that I'm going live, or that your own video that you're going live, or pre-recorded videos or premiere. I may not get the notification that you have something out there, that you put out something that I want to see because of what has happened to you. This is what happens on the weekend, and why I have been offering in previous lives, etc., a share for share on the weekend. I will share out your content, videos, lives, premieres, etc., to my community wall, and you will share out. And in return, you do the same. You'll share out my content over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, to your community wall, so that the engagement can continue. I know we got different people that are subscribed to each other's channel, but if you're putting out content, you definitely you want eyes, you want views on it. So that's a way to get someone to get their eyes on it. If your notifications aren't going out to your folks, then if you share or do a share for share with someone like myself, then the information will go out to, of course, I have two channels. all of those folks that are there that may stop by. Contest number 3 is underway. Contest number 3 is underway. So tomorrow is Saturday, and that is the last day that you can get your name in the hat for the drawing on Sunday. I don't want Sunday to come and then, people are I'm not trying to do a whole bunch of stuff or add names to a list on Sunday, but I'm trying to just do the drawing. So yeah, share for share on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I share your content, you share my content. It goes out there, keeps the engagement going with whatever content you are putting out. That is the share for share. Yes, hit the note. Yeah, my backup channel, Cash into Envelopes. I did a cash stuffing today because, as you all know, I had an emergency and I got behind. So I just did a cash stuffing of $270. It is over there. It's a 2-minute video. Quick view. Go over there to Cash into Envelopes and check it out. Hopefully the information about the rental car stuff was helpful. And of course, tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am doing a silent live, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am doing a silent live. Come on in and support. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate you all being here for these car chats. Man, I am learning a lot. And trust, if I'm not going to even say it because we don't want that. We don't even want that. I'm not going to talk something into existence. Yes, come on in. It will be a silent line, but of course I am present there chatting, all of that good stuff. And of course, the AI Regina Show will be there moderating as always. Click on all the links in the chat, folks. Click on all the links in the chat. And of course, if you want to do the share for share with me, you can let me know here or on Wanda Budgets and Beyond, one of the things, etc. One of the videos, let me know. And oh no, my email should be here on Wanda Budgets and Beyond in the about. I haven't changed it or anything. Of course, this is not my platform, so but nonetheless, you can contact me that way if you would like to do the share for share on the weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Yes. And don't forget tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, going live, silent live. I will be there. Yeah. And check out the backup channel, Cash into Envelopes. And thank you so much to Rooted in Essential Oils, Sheed We Hear, and April Showers Network for sharing me to your community wall. I will put your names on the thing for, you guys are already there. Thank you so much. Click on all the links. Shout out to the replay gang. I do appreciate it. And our international friends, thanks so much for being here. I do appreciate it. Have a great weekend, folks. I will see you tomorrow between 6 and 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you. Coin watch. We got to be watching those coins. Take care, folks. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks for being here. I appreciate the support each and every time. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.